there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Noelle and this is Noelle Roberts Studio, your place for all things Pilates and wellness. And today I want to talk to you about your first 30 days of Pilates. So if you are new to Pilates and you're just getting started, I want to talk to you about how to make these first 30 days your most successful, to become really consistent and growing confidence in your practice and start feeling the results of Pilates in your body very quickly. Now, these are some of the most frequently asked questions that I get as a Pilates instructor, so I'm really hoping that this is helpful for you. So let's go ahead and dive in. So the first question that I get asked very frequently is, what do I wear to a Pilates class? So this is an easy one. The only thing that I recommend is that you don't wear really baggy or loose fitting clothing, especially if you're going to a studio and you're working out on the equipment. It can be a little bit of a hazard if you're wearing some loose or baggy clothing, could get caught in certain places and things like that. So wear something that fits your body, it's comfortable, and it allows you to move very freely. And you definitely don't have to break the bank on this one. Amazon has some great athleisure, and I can even drop the link for you guys below if you're interested in checking those out. Great dupes for some really high-end leggings. Okay, and then number two is equipment. Second most popular question I get is, what kind of equipment do I need to start Pilates? And the real answer is, if you're starting a mat-based Pilates program, you really don't need anything. And if you're going to a studio, they should be providing all the equipment for you. So really the answer is zero. However, if you are going to be practicing at home and you want to have a few things around you to elevate your practice or to have yourself ready for it, I highly recommend that you get a quality Pilates mat. Now, I've linked my favorite one below. It's from Balance Body, and it is a plush mat, so it gives you enough cushion for a lot of movements that we do in Pilates that are rolling on our backs or on our spines. You need more cushion in a Pilates mat than you do with a yoga mat, and so that's why I recommend this mat so highly. But you don't have to get this one. You can really just find any mat that gives you a little bit more cushion and support for your Pilates exercises. So a mat would be the number one thing I recommend. There are other pieces of equipment that you could get, like small weights or toning balls or a Pilates ball. The magic circle is probably one that you'll start to see as you dive into your practice, or even a foam roller. All of these things are small pieces of equipment that you can easily manage in your house and tuck away when you're not using, but they're not necessary. You could slowly buy up these pieces as you go and as you find that you want to expand your practice with that particular piece of equipment. But again, my number one recommendation would just be get a quality mat. The next question that I get very often is, should I work out at home or should I join a studio? And the answer to this question is really individual. It depends on so many different things and preferences that you personally have. However, I will say, if you go to a studio, know that it's going to be more cost up front and more time commitment up front, which if you've got those and you're ready to roll, they're going to take good care of you and get you plugged in and get you really successful in those first 30 days. However, if you want to save some money and also work out on your own schedule, I highly recommend working out at home. I think with the pandemic and everything that we've lived through, we have found that there's actually a lot we can do from the confines of our own homes. And so I love practicing at home and encouraging people to practice at home. Now, if you do choose to work out at home, this kind of rolls right into my next tip for you guys, and that would be to designate a workout space. Now, this does not have to be a room. You don't need to redo your whole garage and have a workout fitness center or anything like that. It can literally be a little sliver of carpet alongside your bed. All you need is to actually look at that space in your mind and tell yourself, that is my designated workout zone. So the reason I really recommend designating a workout space is, one, it really helps eliminate decision fatigue. So there's so many barriers to getting to a workout and getting it in, and you're already fighting yourself in your brain that morning that I don't really feel like working out today. Do I really want to pull out my mat? And if your mat is tucked away in the garage and it's one more step that you have to take or one more thing you have to overcome to getting to your workout, you're probably not going to get to your workout. So I recommend prepping your space the night before. If you've already chosen where you're going to be working out, that's one less decision we have to make. We're getting rid of some of that decision fatigue, and then just making sure that you prep the space the night before. There's no clutter or toys or anything in your way. Your mat is maybe leaning up against the wall right next to where you need it. Your workout clothes or your favorite pajamas, whatever you wear for your session, are going to be ready to go for you. And it really just makes it a much more seamless, enjoyable process. So the next tip that I have for you is using a mirror in your practice. Now this might not work for everyone depending on what your setup actually is, but I want to try to make this as simple as possible and hopefully doable for your own practice, especially if you're at home. If you're in a studio, you're covered. You walk in and there's usually a wall of mirrors ready and waiting for you. It can be a little intimidating, but there's a method and a reason behind those mirrors. And a big part of that is because Pilates is heavily form-based. So what I mean by that is we're constantly thinking about alignment and form, and if we're lengthening or if we're contracting, and we're thinking about a lot of these very technical pieces to the method. And having a mirror for guidance is really helpful, because what we often find as Pilates instructors is we may cue you to sit up straight, you feel and think you're sitting up straight, and then we cue you to check your profile in the mirror and you suddenly realize, oh, I'm still slouched quite a bit and I could sit up a lot taller. So that is why I really recommend using a mirror, because you can make really quick little tweaks in your body and simple little adjustments that are going to help elevate your practice. Now, if you don't have a whole wall of mirrors like you would find in a studio, something that I have used in the past that's really simple and lightweight to move around is just an over-the-door mirror. And these, I think you can get them for like 10 bucks at Walmart, but these are great to utilize. Just bring it into your space, have it in front of you when you're working out or off to the side, but just somewhere where you can every now and then catch your profile and make little adjustments for yourself. And another tip I have for you is to invite a friend to join you in this process. Now, maybe you will be going to that same studio and taking classes together. It's a great built-in form of accountability to help you stay more consistent and get more out of your practice. If you're doing a home practice, maybe you could invite that friend to take a class with you in your own home, or you rotate back and forth. Or one of my favorite ways is that you both are just following the same program online and you're able to check in with each other before or after your session and get some of that accountability and also that social interaction aspect that we love from being able to have an in-person class. And then another tip that I have is to just give yourself a lot of grace and patience as you're beginning. Pilates is really unique. It has its own language, it has its own breathing style and movement. So there's gonna be a lot of new information and movement that you're trying to not only learn with your brain, but also incorporate into your body. Expect that you won't be great right out of the gate, and that is perfectly normal. And think of Pilates as a true practice. Pilates is not something that we ever get to the completion of, but you will be really amazed that with a little bit of patience and a lot of grace, how quickly your body and your mind actually pick up this method. I know when I first started, I would get off my mat after those first several sessions and just think, my body was made to move like this. So your body will catch on very quickly, your mind will catch on very quickly, and you'll start to work really fluidly in your practice in just a short amount of time. Another tip that I highly recommend is finding instructors that you truly enjoy. There are so many great Pilates instructors out there, but most important is that you click and you really are growing and learning from the instructor that you are working with. Really similarly to other teachers or trainers, you will work a lot better and gain a lot more from the practice if you're working along someone that you really click with. And as a little side note, I would encourage you to try multiple instructors, even after you find a few that you really enjoy. Keep continuing to be curious. Keep trying out classes with new instructors. You will always be amazed at the little nuggets that you will get from working with different people. Another tip for you is to schedule your workouts on your calendar. Now, really similarly to choosing or designating our workout zone for the day is knowing when you're going to work out. So again, we're getting rid of that decision fatigue because we've already thought through the time frame that we need and we've scheduled it into our calendar so we have that space to prioritize our health and our well-being. And remember, when you are first starting with your Pilates and even well into your journey, a workout doesn't have to be a full 60-minute sweat session. It can be just as simple as 20 minutes moving on your mat. That's going to build consistency, it's going to build confidence, and you're going to start seeing those results in your body. Now, my final tip is if you're brand new to Pilates, that you start with a program. If you're starting with a studio, they may have a program that's geared for beginners or people that are new to the Pilates method that you can just plug yourself right into. So if you're practicing at home, you want to be looking for a program that can really help guide you through those first few days of your Pilates practice that will help you build your consistency, your strength, and your confidence as you're continuing to grow in the Pilates method. One of the things that I've actually built out inside of NRS is a program that walks you through your first 30 days of Pilates. So with this program, you're given a guidebook and tips, and maybe the best part is that your workout for the day is delivered directly to your inbox. This avoids the burden and overwhelm of being on an app or a library and searching through hundreds of workouts and trying to program yourself. With this, it's super simple, very streamlined, and you get right to feeling successful with Pilates. So if you want to try this out for yourself, you can sign up right now and get immediate access to that program. Plus, the first 14 days are completely free, so you could actually try the program out and see if it's a fit for you before you even commit to a membership. I've linked that program for you below, so you can go ahead and get started immediately. I hope these tips were really helpful for you as you begin your Pilates journey. And I want to congratulate you for just taking these first initial steps and starting down a path towards prioritizing your own health. This is some of the best stuff that we can do for ourselves, and I really, really applaud you for taking these steps. So I will see you back here very soon, and hopefully on your mat even sooner.